The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. Okay, this will be Psalms 53, and I'm going to just do what it says right up here. First of all, I just go through and start finding the shortest sentences that I can. I call them sentences or verses. The fool has said in his heart, there is no our Creator. Now you notice how that I changed the title of the word God here. Whoops, 53. I'm sorry about that. Let me get down to 53. I've been busy. Okay. This is the title, Elohim. And what I've done is I've changed the title for Elohim from God to our Creator. Now, it's very important that you understand why I do that. So let me bring up the reason why. I went and searched all 2,325 verses. Yes, pulled them all out, took a look at them, read them individually, and I found out that by saying the word our Creator, the text becomes more personal, and it is the correct title for the word Elohim. Example, here in the beginning, it's in the beginning, our Creator created. Our Creator was moving over the surface. Our Creator said, let there be light. All these that you go through here, you'll find that our Creator sounds better, sounds personal. But when it comes down to something like this, when I'm replacing it, it is very important. It's very important that when I'm replacing the title with our Creator, there is no our Creator. Now, you have to understand the importance of that. It is that when I'm going to do this psalm, I'm going to tell you right now that I think it's going to be about somebody who doesn't trust or has a different belief, and they're questioning whether our Creator is true or not in the salvation that we have for life. That our soul will be going to heaven for those of us who are good. So right here, when there is no our Creator, watch how important those words become as I go through here, and probably several other places in this psalm. They are corrupt and committed abominable injustice. There is no one who does good. There is no one who does good. And I've already known that I've seen these words someplace else before. It's almost like a repeat in here. Let me do a search, because that's what this Bible program can do. And what I'm going to do is say, I'm going to select these words right here, and I'm going to do a quick search of the entire Bible, and I find out that there's all these verses here. Okay, but what I want, there's 46 of them, or 47 times and 46 verses. But when I get into Psalms here, see, it's already been said in Psalms a couple times, and that was in 14. I thought I read them words before. That's the second one, 14. And then it comes to 53 here. So just to mention that when we go take a look at, if I remember, I'll post 14 when it's done. Maybe I should sit there and write myself a note. So if you want to skip to the end of the program, I will hopefully show you the outcome of this one and 14. So, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do that right now. Let me go find it here. Where is 14? 14 is with 13. Now 14 will be on the right-hand side through here. See how it's almost committing the same words here. There is no our Creator by committing detestable acts. Okay. Or seek after our Creator. If they were to say God, that isn't correct, because the title our Creator was given to him as almost a responsible wordings that they would have to people coming into their land, or those that were in the land that started going on to another god, that they would say that, look, our Creator of everything created our nation. So it's very important that when they talk about our Creator, how important those words are, that He created the nation Israel. And you have to understand that it lasted a very long time, I think over 800 years. And for a small little country to make it 800 years is an awesome feat. I don't care what time of history. Okay, see, they committed abominable injustice. So they are corrupt, and so it's very familiar, is what you just seen at 14. And I'll put that up again for you to get a screenshot of that. But you had a chance to get it then, or you can back up the video and take a look at it afterwards. So our Creator has looked down from heaven. I think that might get split in half, upon the sons of men, to see if there is anyone who does not understand, who seeks after our Creator. Remember, I pointed out, that's why this is almost familiar. It's almost a copy of 14. Every one of them has turned aside. That would be talking about their people have turned aside. And it also dates the text saying when it would happen. This text most likely is going to come. When I see words like this, I try to date the text. And the text is telling me right now with this here that every one of them, meaning every one of our people, our brothers, is at the very end when Judah is leaving. We don't have many words from Israel's side, but in Judah's side, the king, let me get, so I can point you into the right direction of what I'm talking about here. This is going to be the list of kings in their best order as I can get them. And the dates, the times for their years of existing as king are in the text, and it only needed to change one letter or one number in each of these. But you can see that they're not ratioed out equally, for the simple fact that this timeline is to say that this man's name was referenced at this time in this guy's name. This king right here, he started having a meditation practice onto a female goddess. And what happens is he ends up carving an idol of her and sticking it into the house of our Creator. He is also putting an altar to the horse gods. So this king fell away, but to be able to do that in his house or in his courtyard and put it into his house means the priests were all having the same practice as him. So there is much deception of the people going on by the priest and king at that time of leading people away. So this is right around when they started falling. But the text could definitely come from this period right here, of this 50 years. Okay? So now that I've told you how I edit, or how I figure out how to date these, that's how I'm doing this. If you need some more advice, just put up a comment and I will get to you. It's a little slower on YouTube because I don't check every day about the comments. Every one of them has turned aside. Together they have become corrupt. There is no one who does good, not even one. Have the workers of wickedness no knowledge? Now, even though this says Psalms 53, I want to show you something about this one here. Where did I just read that? Have eaten my people up like, okay, let me get that. The people of wickedness. No knowledge. Who eat up my people as though they eat bread. Now, notice how they put the words as they eat bread. Because I have verses that make our Creator look stupid. And you notice in 14, I've noticed that they have the same thing. This is the text without them adding it as though it was like bread. So 14 and this one are very close to being identical as Psalms. So, who eat up my people as though they eat bread. I should mention that when you see words in this color, these are words that the New American Standard added to the Bible in 1977. Now, from what I did, a quick estimate was right around 9,000 new words were added. So if everyone says the Bible is perfect and that every word matters, well, people are adding words that have no true correction to them. They're just keep adding words to the words that are already corrupt. And have not called upon our Creator. Notice again how the title Our Creator becomes very personal to them. Our Creator who created them, our Creator gave the prophecy of Jesus coming, and he's going to have a kingdom in heaven. Now that verses or that psalm is so important because that tells us why we enter into heaven, or some of us will. It is because of the prophecy from our Creator through Nathan to David. And they all knew that. Now, they also knew that there was a promise through Abraham as well about Jesus. And I've shown that before, how he's going to be a king, and he's going to be a king for all the earth, for the high moral people everywhere on earth to enter into heaven. So they were in great fear where there was no fear had been. For our Creator scattered their bones of him who encamped against you. I'm not sure if I think. You put them to shame because our Creator has rejected or had rejected them. Oh, that the salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. And actually, Zion is pretty much stated here as the city Jerusalem, which is the prophecy of our Creator that Jesus was going to go into Jerusalem. Now, this word does not need to be here because the fact is, the salvation of Israel will come out because it was told by our Creator. So these are our Creator's words here, and I have to put the word will here and get rid of that word. Come out of Jerusalem. When our Creator restores, when our Creator, I see it's going to be like restores his captive. Maybe it's restores his captive people, and let Jacob rejoice, and let Israel be glad. Now, there is a big hint right here when it's being written, and that's restores his captive people. This all of a sudden it sounds like that they've been taken away already. So let's take a look at the kings again. Under 90. 90%. I'm talking to myself. I'm just, I'm trying not to leave any empty words in the video here. Now, Jeremiah was the last prophet who stayed on the land. So these words might have come from him, because he knows that they were sent into captivity, and he knows the promise that Jesus is still going to come. So now I've got a better location for this date and actually who said this text. And it's very important when you understand words like this, is captive people. That means that they have to be captive, okay, for this to be written. All right. It's very important when I do text like this. And I guess I forgot to mention that anything within the parentheses here is actually text they found from other manuscripts, and that gets thrown out because these things are not sung about if you've been here at all. So these words here will get tossed out. They'll get 8 point. A fool has said in his heart, there is no our creator. Now, it's not the fool who is saying this, okay? It's the evil ones, okay? So, because they're against our creator. So anyone who is against our creator, the most descriptive word of that is evil, okay? It's not a secular dictionary evil. This is a Hebrew text reference. And when you go searching the text like I have for 28 years, you'll find that evil or evilness is meaning people or things being done against our creator. So it's not the fool, it is the evil one. Evil ones, I guess I can put evil ones. Now, I just explained who the evil ones are, but I also explained earlier how they fell away. Their own priests did as well. So I have to put here our evil ones, not just any kind of evil ones, but our evil ones is the true reference to that text there. Our evil ones, they have not has, they say, I don't even need the word have, not said, but say. And it's not in his heart, but in their hearts. See, the practice that they have is repeatable. That's why they believe it. But it's not what our Creator has told them. The object is that's kind of why our Creator created his nation Israel. Why all this text starts with people who have the knowledge about our Creator and know that our Creator talked to them, and that is different than any other God on earth. Even in the colleges today, they're taught that it's the God of Abraham because he talked to Abraham. So the thing here is when you do a search of all religions, that's what happens. Their God doesn't talk to them. Now, I know what it says in Islamic faith or the Quran. That's just not true, because it's our Creator is not actually talking to them like you see him talking here. So the thing here is they've been deceived as well. But it has to be here related that it's our Creator, and it's the evil ones that have said in their hearts, say in their hearts, There is no our Creator. See, they're actually witnessing the female goddess when they're meditating. Okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because she is visible to them and our Creator is not individual to them. That's their belief, that there is no our Creator who created everything. They become gods. They're the ones who have edited the text even today. That's why you don't see those men who edit the Bible come out and tell you how to read the text. They don't go out and preach the text. They just put it out there and let you fight over all the words, and yet behind the scenes, they're controlling how you say these words. When I reveal the first writer's words, the words become different with stronger meanings. There is no our Creator. They are corrupt and they're corrupt by committing. By committing. I just told you what they're doing. They're meditating. And by the way, you have to be single. This is the Pope's sex practice, by the way. There is no our Creator. They are corrupt by committing. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or combine this yet. I'm just going to go through and correct the text a little bit here as I go through, because what it's telling me is it's 3 verse. Abominable injustice. Now it's not injustice. See, you're reading the word as they want you to read it and thinking the secular dictionary word, but actually they're talking about inside the body justice. Okay, so let me take a look at that word here in the concordance. Acts, abhorred, despise, rejected, detest. Okay, let me see here. I think I got it figured out. If I say injustice, I could get rid of these 2 words and say righteousness, meaning they're against our Creator. So they detest righteousness. They hate their way of life that our Creator has told them about, how He will save their soul or redeem their soul. I have to use the correct words. And that's what the word redeem means. He's going to redeem your soul and not send you to the abyss in the daytime, in the days today. Before Jesus had died, they all went into the abyss, which is, to the people back then, it was a place underneath the ground. The pagan world used to call it the netherworld. So it's until Jesus died, you were sent down there, your soul was there. And that's when we have the example of our Creator talking to Cain and saying, your brother's voice is calling to me from the ground. So, but anyways, it's the abyss. It's the dark, deep, emptiness of a place. Beings just float around. Now, detest righteousness, for there is no one who does good. And I remember putting these same words in here for us. See, if you have all the priests now starting to be against the will of our Creator, then you can't get justice for seeking priests, judges, or scribes. So detest our righteousness. There is no one. There is not one. There is not one. I'm going to put of them. And that even feels familiar. Red. Okay. Now let me pull up 14 again, just to, now that we've gotten through a few words here, and kind of this is so sounding so familiar. So let me see here if I can blow this up a little bit. Then move it up here. Here's the detestable acts. And you probably know that's how I corrected it then. There is not one of them who does good for us, not even one. See, I know I remember doing that. So I'm just saying that now if you get to take a look at what's going on here, this is definitely a text that, like I said, 200 years after Jesus, or after David, this text, now that if I'm putting, because I don't think I've seen, yeah, I think this is what I've seen before, is that as he comes to Jerusalem, I couldn't date this text because it didn't have the word captives in here. Okay. So I just wanted to note that right now to you, so you understand the difference of why I'm saying these, that the words that sounded familiar, and now here they've added the word captive people. So I guess back then they had one guy working on one text, one guy another working, didn't know, put them together, and hey, we have those corrupted words here, and I will clean them up. So, not one of them who does good for us. Okay, they said it a little bit different than what I posted, but that's the theme here we got going here. Our Creator, he doesn't has, he's always looking, so I will put looks. Whoop, yes, here. And notice how the word is down after this. So the thing here is when I know he's looking from heaven, let me explain where heaven is at. In Psalms 48 of only the New American Standard Bible, I guess there's another one, but it copied it. So it's an obscure Bible. So you probably wouldn't even have a copy of that. But they copied word for word from the New American Standard. In Psalms 48 verse 2, let me see if I've got that. Okay, here's the text from there. And you can see it says, Mount Zion in the far north, the city of a great king. Now this will be Jesus, but it says, beautiful in elevation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion in the far north. The far north is the North Star. The motion of the stars makes this mountain. Okay. What they're calling a mount at the top is that is rounded. Okay. So you can either think of it as a mountain or a mount. All right. But the object is, it's in the far north, and it's called Mount Zion. So this is where Mount Zion is forever. It's not located on earth. But they do try to take the text and confuse people today. The other Bibles, here's the other, this New Heart Bible and the English Standard Bible. They're the same Bible. They just renamed it different. Like the Good News is high and beautiful. The green text, uttermost parts of the north. And all of a sudden it's a North Ridge. Then there's on the sides of the north. On the sides of the north again. Now we have on the northern slopes. I don't even know why they're calling it this. It's called Mount Zion right here. But now they call it on the peaks, like the peaks of a different place. So they're trying to add these words completely in all these Bibles. So you can see the Bibles are not trying to be truthful with the text that's there. All right. So our Creator lives above the North Star in heaven. So that's the location of heaven from on earth. Now this mountain that the stars make, you might have heard of Mount Olympus before. This is Mount Olympus. But he looks down from there. Now in the Asian world, that's called the God's eye view, looking down from the North Star. In the zodiac sign that you see, you'll see the king's seat is up there. And that's how you dial in where the king is sitting straight, is where you start their zodiac signs to read about their female goddess they have written in the stars. So our Creator looks down from heaven, upon the sons, not of men. And it's not sons, it's everyone, so it's got to be descendants. The descendants from man. So well, this way, when I'm doing it slow like this, whoops, it's not from men only. It's from man, male and female, create the descendants. Man is meaning men only. Our Creator defined the word man. So if you're using it like a secular world, if you think you're a Christian, you better start paying attention that you're using secular words and not what our Creator defined words as. A lot of words can be defined in the Hebrew side of the text. And I can also say that about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John as well, because Jesus defined actually what is Holy Spirit. Now, our Creator defined man as he made man male and female, okay? So I have to correct the word man to mean male when it's speaking of one, and leave it as man when he's meaning many, male and females. To see if there is anyone. Now, what I'm seeing here is a three verse, and this is breaking almost into 4. Just a second. Sorry about that. There is not one of them. Our Creator looks down from heaven upon the descendants from man. See if there's anyone to see if there's anyone. I guess if I just say, I was trying to read it, trying to see if it is a 4 verse. So let me just put it into a 3 verse and see if it'll break. Who understands and this word, I need the word and here because, whoops, because I don't need the word who understands and seeks, not after. You can't go after our Creator, who seeks our Creator. So I don't need the word after here. See, now that's what I mean here. Here it's getting to where it almost like I have to make this the end of this one and then this one, because if there is a statement, the way they wrote the first verse in a 3 verse format is a statement, and these two back that up to see if there is anyone. I guess I could go like that to make it a 3 verse to see if there is anyone who understands and seeks our Creator. So if you notice how this is a statement and these kind of hook together, so let me hook them together by a comma and a period. And just for you to know, I've owned the copyrights several different ways. So what I've done is put this verse at the end of this one, then I put them all together, then as one, and then I combine them all. I own these like 4 different ways or 5 different ways, so nobody can steal them. Okay, so here, if there is anyone who understands and seeks our Creator, every one of them, every one of ours, every one of them has turned aside. Together they have become corrupt. Now, this, together they became corrupt. I'm also looking to try to use the least amount of words here. Everyone. Now, see, this is where, when it says everyone, it wasn't everyone when he sent them into captivity. His promise was those that were to remain or sent into captivity, they weren't truly onto him, but they didn't have this sex practice. He killed all them off, okay? Then those descendants from them, once they recognized that they were wrong, and they're starting to return to Jerusalem, they become obedient to our Creator again. So here, when it says every one of them, I have to change the word every to every leader of us. Every leader are all our leaders. I would say all our leaders. The priests, the scribes, the judges, the king himself, they all become corrupt. They all become evil. So now that I've got the word our here, I don't need these here. All our leaders, comma, or no, period, have turned aside from YV. Okay. I'm going to put that, I'm adding this word. I need this so you understand that the text is saying that it's from our Creator, okay, that they turned away from. I need to put that in here. They seek our Creator. All our leaders have turned aside. Could I put the word Him here, meaning our Creator? Oh, I got the wrong word here. Turned away from Him, not aside, but away. Have turned away from YV. Okay, I'm going to put in the word Him. And I've got to, but since it'll be read like that, and then it'll be a comma. Together they became corrupt. And that's what they did. All of them were together were corrupt. Even though I haven't done this, I've done this up here already. Here's a repeat of it. There is not one of them period, that does good for us, not even one. Now that looks very familiar, doesn't it? Now they like repeating that, so I don't need the word have. That would be making it a question. They're doing evil. They know exactly what they're doing. So it's not it's our, and workers would not be workers. They would be our people of wickedness. They're the ones that give up on our Creator. And once they did that, they broke the promise or an agreement that their forefathers made with them in the Sinai of obeying the 12 commandments. Our people of wickedness. Our people of evilness. Our people of evilness have no knowledge of Him, our Creator. And see, I don't need these words here. You can tell that that's... Now, when you see this type of text where I can get rid of 2 verses and then use this word here, that's meaning somebody added into somebody else's text here. Okay, so they needed to add that, and there, just wiped out the 2,000 years worth of corruption of that text, maybe 2,400 years of the text. And they have no knowledge of Him, and I will say nor here, and get rid of those 2, nor called upon our Creator. So that's a 3 verse. It's getting pretty good because it's all 3 verse, 3 verse, 3 verse. And it looks like they just added text and changed a lot of words around. There they were in great fear. Then they were in great fear. Because now this text, when I'm reading this and trying to get an understanding of these words, that means Babylon was coming. Okay, they were knocking on the door. Not the word then, or not there, but then they were in great fear, where fear, well, let's see, then they were in fear, period, were no, I want to say, I'm trying to get rid of the word where here. They were in great fear. They were in great fear. Where they had no fear, had been would be before. So it would be before. Now, what I'm trying to do is just edit it real quick here. And or they had no fear before. I think that these words are the more correct words. And that word is out. Then they were in great fear, for they had no fear before. For our Creator scattered them. Don't need any of these words here. They ran away from the war. They ran away from the land. They weren't, when you get to study Isaiah, and there's a long story. I mean, it's very detailed about how they didn't have any fear even of Babylon coming down. But then they came, and then our Creator scattered them. Now, he didn't scatter them. It's this verse here that I need, because our Creator rejected them. So let me see something here. What I need to do is put a comma there first. No. Rejected them. Who camped against you. That verse is not true. You put them to shame. No, I'm not going to use that. We've got already here the fear of there. But I can say that I'm going to move this verse. Move verse up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, make it 8 point. I'm going to put here and moved here. Let me just line that up so it's easy to see. Now, then they were in great fear, for they had no fear before, because our Creator rejected them. And that would be telling them that their Babylon's coming and your way of life is over. Let me show you how proud they were when they talked to, who was it? Jeremiah, I think. Let me see. Now, this is the text from Malachi 2:11, where Judah married the daughter of a foreign god. And I explained that they were meditating to have this sex practice with her. That's why the word married is here. Okay. Now, here in Jeremiah, this is when it was ending. Notice the way that the people were. I take a screenshot of that. It talks about how our forefathers, our kings, and our leaders here, not princes, leaders, all praised her, the Queen of Heaven. Now, that is the moon goddess, okay? So it's Ra, the sun god, who created his daughter, the moon goddess. And actually, there's 3 daughters to this moon goddess, but the daughter of a foreign god. So here's what's happening here. They married the daughter of a foreign god, and that's what I'm explaining. Ra, the sun god, and then the daughter is the moon god. And what they were doing, they called her the Queen of Heaven, for the simple fact that they only thought that the stars, they were actually going to become, under their practice a long time ago, they thought they were going to ascend to become the stars, like the gods in heaven. So that's where the word gods comes from, like them up there. So now that you know a little bit more than you did before you watch this video, you're learning a lot. And I got the verses to back it up. So, for our Creator scattered them. Salvation is actually from our Creator, but we're also talking about Jesus. The salvation for Israelis. I'm going to put Israelis. That's S-I-I-S. Israelis. And that means that Jews were the ones that were against him, and the word Israelis mean the obedient ones to our Creator. If you're wondering how the meaning of what Israelis mean. So don't get that confused with everyone. Remember, they were corrupt at that time, and our Creator rejected them, and he's going to bring back his captives. So they're the ones who are obedient to him. The salvation for Israel's will come out of Jerusalem. When our Creator restores, I don't think the word restores is a good word, but let me just do this to say that that's a 3 verse. Then this here verse is not needed anymore. I picked a better verse out of that group. But I can do this and then this. When our Creator restores, let me take a look at the word restores to see how much. Whoops, I've changed screens there, so it's that button. This was way down here. Restores. See, they used it as bring back when there's 2 of these words here in a row. Restores or returns I bet you that's going to be, let's see, where's the R's? Refund, refuse. Boy, there's a lot of R's here. Restores 59 times, but return 263 times. Bingo, found the word I wanted. Found the word I wanted. Returns. And that was his prophecy. Okay, so I have to capitalize that or put them all as his words, that the prophets told us these words. So that word also needs to be capitalized. It come from our Creator. Now, this we know Jacob was named Israel. Okay. Let Israel rejoice, and let Israelis be glad. Now, it seems like this should have more words to follow as to why they're rejoicing. Okay, and that would be in the salvation of that Jesus is going to, although it's got salvation here, but it would be more words about, because I'm seeing his captives, because Jesus was given the people, and his people that were onto him were good. Whoops, I hate that when I do that, because the macro won't let me back up on that. I have to retype that word. His captive people. His captive peoples. His captive peoples. And Israel rejoice, and Israelis. I think I'm going to use the word and here. And I'm going to put it here as well and get rid of the word let in both these. And Israel rejoice, and Israelis will be glad. Not glad, let's make them happy. Okay. Now this is going to be something, because it's almost like I've done all the work already. I don't think there's going to be much of a changing of the words after I got through here, because this was basically pretty easy to do. Okay, now that it's all cleaned up, I'm going to go through here and, oops, one more. Try to see how well these verses are grouped together here, or group them. Our evil ones say in their hearts, there is no our Creator. They are corrupt by committing detestable. No, they are corrupt by committing. I think I want to put detestable acts here. Let me go up here for a second. And let me get back here. Let's see, this would have been at the very beginning here. So I have to go back to the beginning. Let me see if the word acts is there. 54, whoops. Corrupt. Well, I don't see it. I see acted, but what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to say I don't like the word righteousness anymore, X. And that means that they had to actually plan for the time, the date, to make sure that they had this sex practice synced with the moon. And this would be detestable. Let me see if that's over here. Yes, it is. So let me show you that. They used the word detestable once here. So I will use it over here again. Here. And then I'll bring those two words down. Here. Now it reads smoother. They are corrupt by committing detestable acts. There is not one of them who does good for us. Oops. Our Creator looks down from heaven to see this. Okay, yes, that's going to be, this one here above is two verses making together. This one here is, that's together. Our Creator looks down from heaven upon the descendants from man to see if there is anyone who understands and seeks our Creator. All our leaders turned away from him. Together they became corrupt. There is not one of them who does good for us, not even one. Our people of evil, our people of evilness have no knowledge of him, nor call upon our Creator. That still means that this has to be separated here. And then this here, yeah, I can see how that's hooking. Then they were in great fear, for they had no fear before, because our Creator rejected them. And then this has to be, these two have to, yes, look at that. I think we have a complete psalm now. Okay, I just need to get rid of the word has here under number 3. Go back up here, do that. And that was pretty quick and easy for a cleanup. I mean, some of these, it takes me hours. In fact, the one I've done now twice and still can't get it on tape or recorded so I can download it. Twitch doesn't let me download anything yet that I know of, so. But this here, whoops, even farther down. Oh, but that's a big one. That's, okay, I like doing a screenshot myself. So I'll do that. Hope my cursor isn't involved in there. But the object is that one, when you're looking at that, take a screenshot, because I'm going to go up here and pull 14 now. So you have what I told you at the very beginning. You'll have that one on your screen, and then you'll see how, whoops, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now here I'm going to show you the other one, and you can see now, have a screenshot of that, and see how familiar or how much difference gets similar they are, excuse me. So that will be the end of Psalm 53, and then I'm going to start another one. So I need to do something like this. I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes.